How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about MULN, which ended up reaching a high of $4.18. Since we've been talking about it on this channel, you should be up well over 100% on your investment. And I've been telling you guys, move up your stop loss. Make sure you're protecting yourself. You want to make sure you're keeping yourself inside of the play and maximizing those gains, but at the same time, you don't want to let a green trade go red. But we'll talk about it further in this video. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder, you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is a technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the recent short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for MULN. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $3.21, being up 10.69%. On the low, it tested $2.82, and then on the high, testing $4.18. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 542.7 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 301.924 million shares. So we continue to have above average volume, and that's part of the reasons why we saw strength in the stock. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it is at 69.47. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are below the 200-day, the 100-day, but we are above the 21-day EMA and as well as the 50-day. So as far as for the high of the day, we got the $4.18. And if you guys remember what I was saying in my previous video, we want to be able to get past the levels of 320 and as well as 365, and we were able to do that, and we got just above 4. So for tomorrow, what I would like to see, I would want to see some consolidation here. We have been running up. The RSI is looking really hot right now, so at least if we could hold up the $3 level, I think that's a good look for Mullen. And the reason why I'm saying this, because if we consolidate right at $3, it can get us ready for that next move up, and we'll be able to test $4 again, especially since I do see that there's a lot of volume, and if this does keep up, we could see Mullen getting to here around $5.15, which is right where we have the 100-day moving average. So this is a level you're going to want to keep a very close eye on here at 515. But do know, we need to have strength inside of the market. So if it continues to go up, especially for the tech sector, we could see Mullen visiting back into that $4 range. And if the $3 level does break, like you saw today, we ended up getting to a low of 282. We also can't forget the fact that we also have a gap to the downside, which is right here around $1.79. So add that to your homework, but for the most part, as long as we could stay at that $3 level and hold it, things are looking really good for Mullen. Now let's move on to the short interest information. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for MULN. So for the off-exchange short volume ratio, it's at 38.23%, and then for the off-exchange short volume, it is just over 102.73 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 2.4 million, updated 24 minutes ago. And then for the short ball fee rate, it is at 13.72%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume, we can see for the close of the 17th, it was at 36.58. And then for the close of the 18th, being at 38.23. So we see a rise there, and what this tells us, it does continue to have short squeeze potential. Now let's move on to the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for MULN. So we see on the inflow it's at 385, and then on the outflow it's at 333. So we had an inflow day. Taking a look at the breakdown, on the large it was 128, on the medium it was 208, and then on the small it was 48.78. And keep in mind these numbers are in the millions. And then when we take a look at the outflow side, you can see on the large it was 134, on the medium it was 162, and then on the small it was 36. 6.97. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you could see for the past 3 trading days, they've all been outflows, and we also saw this on the 15th. And for today, as far as the amount for the outflow, it was negative 5.82 million. Analyzing the numbers even further for the small scale orders that tend to represent the retail side, we had more buying than we had selling. Not surprising whatsoever. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at the large, represents whales, institutions, and funds, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 1,562.84%. This is not surprising whatsoever because we know there's a lot of traders that are going in and out of this play. And we also have to keep in mind that this is a very volatile stock that moves with above average volume being well over 500 million on the day. And we've seen this on previous days as well. So let's go into the final thoughts and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for Mullen Automotive, when it comes to the price action, we want to hold up $3. This is a key area of support for us. If we break through $3, then we can start testing around $2.80. We saw something similar to that as we got towards the end of the day, and it got to as low as $2.82. Breaking through this level, then we want to see support show up around $2.28. And if it breaks through $2.28, do know that we have a gap that needs to be filled around $1.79. But of course, you'd want to see how well $2 can hold up as support. But if we continue to see strength inside of the market and we have this above average volume, then I'm looking for this stock to go back to $4. Let's be honest here. We've been seeing whenever we have a lot of strength inside of the tech sector and there's a lot of buying and there's a lot of interest on the retail side, Mullen just continues to run. So I want to make sure that is something that you're aware of, because if we can get past the 418 level, which we tested on the day, this stock can go right to $5. So add that to your homework and as well as your due diligence. And if it does decide to have some sort of consolidation, because the RSI is looking pretty hot right now, like I said, I would love for us to be able to at least hold up above 280. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, it does continue to have short squeeze potential. There is no surprises there whatsoever due to the fact that there's a lot of retail interest. You're seeing this everywhere on social media. Many people are telling you to go in, buy some Mullen. But again, before you do this, I want to make sure that you have a strategy. Pay attention to those support levels. You just don't want to be buying in at the highs. I want to make sure I'm really emphasizing this since this stock is getting a lot of attention. We've been talking about it on this channel. We have formulated a solid strategy. I've been telling you guys to move up your stop loss, especially when we were seeing that there was strong support at 154, 157, and being able to close at 160. So with that in mind, just make sure that you have a plan in place and make sure you protect your initial investment. And if you have taken profits already, I want to send you out a big time congratulations. And as far as if you want to continue to be inside of this play, that is perfectly fine, but just move up your stop loss, all right? I don't want you guys with solid green plays turning red on you. It is just not worth riding the elevator up and down. And for all of those people out there that bought Mullen in at a cheap price, so I'm talking about whether it was $1.50 and below, stop telling people, hey, if you want to buy this stock at $3 to $4, that is perfectly fine. I feel that is not right whatsoever. And the reason why people are doing this, I look at it as greed. They want to be able to see the stock continue to move and go in the direction where they want it to go so they continue to maximize profits. It's just not fair to tell someone to buy in at $4 when you got an average cost that's under $1 or $1.50. I don't think that's cool whatsoever. I'm not going to be doing this on this channel, but I just want to make sure if you are going to be jumping into it, look for those support levels. We talk about this inside of the technicals, and if you decide going in with an entry, just make sure you have a stop loss or risk management. There's always another play inside of the market. This is not the only one. And I also want to clarify, people that are comparing this to AMC and so forth, just chill out with that. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to see how the stock performs going into tomorrow. We'll talk soon.